families. You even had municipalities and cities that were going after these gun manufacturers to try to recoup some of the money from people that were going to, medical facilities with no health insurance. There is a connection between the proliferation of guns in this country and the people who are manufacturing them. To me, it's just common sense. I don't understand how people can't see it. And over the years, I have argued and done battle with mental myopians. That's the clash of our mental swords, by the way. On this issue, I don't understand why people don't get it. I don't get it. Oh, Nate, you can't hold them responsible. Yes, the hell you can. Yes, you can. Absolutely. Like I said before, there is technology that exists that should be put in place with every single gun that is manufactured in this country, right? That either the guns have gun locks, or if you're the owner of it, okay, the gun will recognize your hand, your fingerprint, to make sure that some kid, your grandson, your granddaughter, the neighbor's kid who's playing with your grandson or your granddaughter one day, don't find the gun. There's one or two in the chamber. They're playing with it, and they end up killing themselves or killing someone else. And somebody breaks into your house, steal your weapon. Hey, they can't use it. It's inoperable. And yes, I understand the criminals are going to find a way around it, but don't you lock your doors? Yes, you do. You know why? Because it makes it more difficult for criminals to get inside. They can get inside either way. You realize that, don't you? I mean, unless you got one of those really, really super strong doors with a metal deadbolt, all they got to do is kick the door in. But why do you lock your door every day? Same thing with your car. All they got to do is break the window, but you lock your car every day. You know why? You want to make it more difficult for the criminals to get it. Why don't the gun manufacturers do that? Nothing is absolute. Nothing is absolute, but make it as difficult as you can for these guns that are stolen to be used in the commission of some kind of crime. To me, that just makes perfect sense. So when asked about it last night, he kind of stammered, I don't know, I did this, I did that. Come on now. It's called the Protection of Lawful Commerce in Arms. And it's been used by gun manufacturers and retailers to squash hundreds of lawsuits. Now listen, when you're dealing with some of these big corporations, what's the best way to force them to change? Come on now, we grown folks here. Hit them in the pockets. That's the best way to do it in some cases. Because when you start hitting them in the pockets, when you start dealing with their money, then they start saying, well, we don't want to deal with this anymore. Let's change things. Exactly. It makes perfect sense. Who ultimately is responsible if someone is murdered by using a gun? The person, the human being. We all know that. We all get it. Obviously, that individual is the one who is primarily responsible. But since we are dealing with this epidemic of gun violence, everyone should be doing everything that they can to slow it down. And I just don't see that we're doing that with the gun manufacturers. I'm just sorry. I don't see it. I don't see it. So basically, Bernie Sanders doesn't believe that the families from Sandy Hook who lost their babies, man, we're talking about children. Some sicko had a problem. His mommy didn't love him enough. His daddy didn't love him enough. Well, boo-hoo. I love my kids. I love my children. I know you love your children. Don't take out my children because your daddy didn't love you. I mean, go see a psychiatrist. Mommy, she took the breast away when I was 12. When you were 12? Negro, please. And so Bernie Sanders doesn't believe that these families, these victims, can you imagine getting a call saying that your third grader, that your first grader is dead? Could you imagine how that might change your life? I mean, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it, thinking about Junior, thinking about little Buddha, thinking about the other children out there. I mean, I'm ready to go for war for mine. And I'm sure you feel the same way about yours. And so no policy is perfect. No policy is perfect, but I still don't understand why the gun manufacturers needed to be immunized. Let it go through the courts. Let the courts decide it. Okay? That's what they're for. That's why we have judges. That's why you have prosecutors. That's why you have attorneys. Let the courts decide whether there's any culpability or responsibility, right, at the hands of the gun manufacturers. But again, I might be speaking another language. Omar writes, Gilligan of the Week is Nathan Ivey for saying saying that LeBron is better for Kobe. No. You're funny for that, Omar. Hattie writes, good morning. Good morning to you. Eric writes, Kobe has hardware to show his grandchildren in the future. He would have more if he wasn't such a narcissist. He would have more. Him and Shaq together, man, they could have won at least another championship, at least one more, if not 2 or 3 more. And you know Shaq had it in him because he went to Miami and he teamed up with D. Wade. It's what it is. Here's one thing I got, and I don't know what we can do about this, but one thing I got from this is that ego can mess up your success. Ego can mess up your success. That's what I got last night. Shaq admitted, he said, look, I had a huge ego. I saw him in interviews before and afterward. He's like, man, if I could do it over again, I would have just told Kobe it was his team. If I could do it over again, I would have told Anthony Hardaway, it's just your team. When he got to Miami, you know why I was successful? He had learned. He told D. Wade, this is your team. Why does it matter whose team it is? Why does it matter? I mean, it's about the team, period. And if I'm confident in what I bring to the team, as I am, and I realize and recognize that somebody else on the team is that guy right there, okay? He's running it right now. You know what you do? You support that individual, okay? You lift that individual up, period. Because when they give the rings out, everyone gets a ring. And I guess it's just, they say, as the saying goes, youth is spoiled on the young. And the older I get, the more I realize that's true. Now I understand why older people walk and talk slow. It's because they already know what's going to happen. I used to think I was pulling the wool over my eyes on my grandparents. Like, damn, they don't know what I'm doing. I got girls up here. They don't know. I said I'm going to bring back at 12. I'm going to bring the car back at 12. I'm not coming back to 6 the next morning. I mean, literally, I would take my grandparents' car, right? Be back at 12. I show up at 6 o'clock. I walk in the house ready to get it. They wouldn't even say a word because they already knew what I was going to do. They already know wisdom. It's an amazing thing. It's amazing. That's when I hear older folks, and I mean older, I mean like in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and they say, man, if I knew what I knew now and I could be 19, 15 again, I rule the world, they're absolutely right. They're absolutely right. So what am I here to tell you? Check your ego. I mean, what's done more people in? Ego, drugs, what? Women, men, relationships? That was deep. I had a great time watching that last night. Y'all taking me back. What's that? Kevin writes, Tatty versus Teller Urban Dictionary. Tattleteller, a person who is a snitch, basically one who informs on people. A tattleteller example would be Kobe. Yeah, Kobe, he dropped a dime on Shaq and his infidelity. Tiffany writes, still feeling the burn. Bye, Hillary. That's fine. I just want to give you the information that comes across my desk. I just want to keep it real with you. That's it. Nothing more. Cruther writes, when is Bernie going to say something new? Question mark. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm with you on that. He does seem to keep saying the same old things. But the real question is, does he have a point? If he has a point, then we should still be listening. You're listening to NathanIvey.com. I'm going to take a quick pause. I'll be back with more right after this.
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all got to see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text Barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby panda video.
Text Barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
This is why you work so hard to pay the mortgage. Because home is more than 4 walls and a roof. It's that porch swing on a summer night. It's pajamas with feet and everybody over for Sunday dinner. And that old stuffed chair in the living room you just can't get rid of. This is why you work a second job. This is why you learn to fix things yourself, so you could save on repairs. Because home is your place, your memories, your family sleeping in their own beds at night. And that is why we want to help. We are making home affordable, a free government resource that can make paying the mortgage easier. And now even more options are available. Call 888-995-HOPE today. That's 888-995-HOPE. Or visit makinghomeaffordable.gov.
Good night, Mama.
This is why. Brought to you by the U.S. Treasury, HUD, and the Ad Council.
Good morning, everyone. Today is Friday, TGIF, April 15th, 2016. My name is Nathan Ivey. We got a bit of a late start, so I want to extend the show this morning. And my pleasure to be with you. The Nathan Ivey Show, your morning destination for interesting conversation. Shout out to my friends over at soulpublicradio.com, the first affiliate of the show. And you can find them on Facebook, soulpublicradio.com. Check them out, give them a like. And many more affiliates have come on board. I mean, you can hear us on Stitcher, Player FM, Google Play, and many more to come, I'll tell you, as they come on board. And let's get back to the show. Akeem writes, I think Kobe still affected them from that two-piece he received from Chris Childs. I do remember that. Mike Jones writes, Bernie is the best of the worst. Brent writes, no one looks at her record. That's SOS, Secretary of State. She was responsible for the coup in Honduras and the ousting of President Zelaya. Furthermore, she was responsible for killing Gaddafi and destabilizing the region in Libya and Syria with the resurgence of ISIS. Indeed, you may have a point. Keena writes, Keena writes, I agree with you, Mr. Ivey. Mike writes, wasn't that all under the direction of Barack Obama at Brent? Keena writes, he raped that lady, ... and they allowed him to win on his last game. Hashtag Kobe, who cares, Bryant. Adisha writes, Hillary and Bill should never get into the White House. That 1994 crime bill still impacts the black community today. Plus, aren't we tired of the Clintons, ? Deep. Tamiko writes, hey, Nate, great show. Hey, good morning, Tamiko. Jerica writes, a bad woman can not only break you down, she can also end your career. Hashtag Chad Johnson. Yeah. But Chad hit that woman. That's the problem. He did something to her. Head-butted her, which I think he did. He head-butted her. She had a terrible bruise. And is she a bad woman? I mean, she was a gold digger. I forget the name of the woman. She ended up having a child with a Major League Baseball player, so she's swimming in dough now. She's the baby mama. I mean, hey, some people work for a living, some people strike it rich. Gold digger. I'm not paying the bill, so hey, if they're happy with it, I'm happy with it. But Chad hit that woman. That's the deal. Yeah, you know how it is. In today's world, I don't even care if a woman hits you first in some cases. If you strike her back and leave a bruise, especially if you're a high-profile sports figure, it's a wrap for you. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Fellas, ladies, if you ever find yourself in a situation like that, somebody's taking you through the ring, you want to put your hands on them, just simply walk away. That's all you have to do. Once you lash out, it's a wrap. Gwenda writes, Nathan, how long will Hillary continue to ride the president hotel? I'm a little fatigued with her doing so. And I think this caused the black community, especially the older black community, to continue to vote for her as if she is Bill. I don't want to ever see another Clinton in the White House. And like some of the other people on chat, some feel the same way. When you talk to Bill Clinton, he says that he wants to apologize. Somebody said that he did apologize, but it's so backhanded and flip. Even if he did, I don't accept it. And we should not, as a black community, accept it. Yes, we still have our families dealing with so many things that they premeditated and added to the crying bill as if they knew what was going to happen. They already set it up. Brent writes, no buyer's remorse over here as far as the Clintons are concerned. Many of our people have an issue with branding and won't leave the plantation because they have no idea they are slaves. Whoa. Shannon writes, I can't stand Hillary's condescending way of speaking. And that laugh she does every time Bernie speaks, I kind of like the laugh. I'll be honest with you. It's kind of like, this Gilligan. Well, yeah, let me set the record straight.